time ago, my wife and I were at her aunt's house, and I was sitting on the couch watching TV while her and her aunt were talking about stuff in the kitchen. Her aunt's daughter came over, my wife's cousin came over to visit while we were there. And somehow I looked like a person to talk to. My wife's cousin sat on the couch and talked and talked. And eventually all I saw was, and it occurred to me, I actually literally started laughing. It occurred to me that I had no idea anything she'd said. I completely tuned her out, and she had talked nonstop for 10, 15 minutes, something like that. And then she said, "Have you seen it?" And while I was kind of chuckling, I said, "What?" And she said, "Dexter, what I've been talking about." I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I've been talking about this show, Dexter. And then she went on and talked some more. And then before long was all I heard until we were rescued, saved by the bell, had to get out. But something stuck with me. The first a few words that I remembered in there, it sounded like, hey, this show Dexter was something I need to watch. It at the time, it was probably almost to the end of the third season. I didn't have Showtime, but we did go down to the store and got season 1 of Dexter. So my wife and I sat there and watched season 1, and then when we finished season 1 on a Saturday or a Sunday, when it was over, she said, we need to go down to Walmart and see if they got season 2. So we did, and they had season 2, and we watched it, vroom, well, before the weekend was out, we watched season 2, and I was hooked. So somewhere along there, I'd watched all the rest of Dexter, but I think before season 3 came out on DVD and I was able to actually watch it, I read an article in the newspaper talking about a guy named Jeff Lindsay, who I'd never heard of before. Famous author, lives somewhere in Florida on a houseboat. So it got me interested. I was reading about Jeff Lindsay. Turns out he's the author of the books that the TV series Dexter was based on. I guess originally was based on. So I looked it up, and I came up with a book called Darkly Dreaming Dexter, and I read it and I loved it. In a nutshell, it felt like, after having watched a couple seasons of the show, Darkly Dreaming Dexter was the first season of the TV show Dexter. It was a very fast, easy, what I would consider a tight read. I liked it a lot. It felt like, after having watched the first season and then reading the book, it felt like the first season in a nutshell. So it was a quick, faster-paced book, and I'd since learned that a lot of times when they take a show and they base it on a book, they really drag that stuff out. Nothing against the series Dexter. I love that series. But I've seen that they'll take a book and they'll drag it out to try to get as many episodes as they can out of a book. That was definitely the case here. So I liked the book, and I decided, hey, I need to get some first editions of this Dexter series. So I picked up Dearly Devoted Dexter, the second in the series. I picked up Dexter in the Dark. What else did I pick up? I picked up Dexter by Design. I picked up more. But wait, there's more. Dexter is Delicious. Double Dexter. And then I picked up Dexter's Final Cut. I think there's one in here that I actually don't have. I think there's one. Anyway, Dexter's Final Cut. And this one, Double Dexter, that I got was signed. It was the only signed book of the series that I ended up with in that when I was trying to get the series of books. And then I kind of gave up on it. I didn't buy it. Go looking for any more. They sit on the shelf for a while. And then one day I said, I need to read the rest of that series. I'd read Darkly Dreaming Dexter and didn't read anymore. And that's the goal, to read the rest of the series. I liked the first one a lot. It's been a long time now. I might have to, I think that was 07, 08, something, I don't know. I might have to start over and read the first one again. But the other day I was snooping around on eBay, and somebody was selling Darkly Dreaming Dexter and these first two here that I showed you, and Dearly Devoted Dexter, signed first print, first edition copies, and I said, I need to get them, but I need to get them at the right price, and the seller agreed on my right price. And here they are. They showed up in the mailbox today. eBay seller, I'll keep the name on the anonymous. Why? Because I don't remember what an eBay seller's name was. But they're in the mail. I figured, hey, I should open them up, show you a little bit about it, and call it a day. Talk about this series, because I haven't read, like I said, I've read the first book, and I liked it. Now, I do snoop around sometimes on the Goodreads, and from what I gather on the Goodreads, the first couple were pretty well received. One of these days I'm going to get this thing cut. The first couple were, there's a lot of paper in here I'm trying to cut through. First couple books were pretty well received. The ratings on some of the others weren't so high, and maybe that means the books weren't as good as the series went on. And I'm not sure at what point the series on TV departed from the series of books. I don't know. Look it up. Chat me up. Let me know. But pretty soon I'll get to reading. And I've seen that TV series a few times. It's one of those where every year or two I'll go back through and watch it again. What I want to know, this seller packaged my books up in a box, put them in a bubble mailer, put one of them in a bubble mailer, the other one's not. So one is in a bubble mailer, it's wrapped in bubble wrap. The other one is sitting on the bottom of the box. Kind of scary. Let's see how they did me. It doesn't look like my book was damaged in the least, so here's my previous copy. Here's my new copy. They look kind of the same. But let's take a look at the cover. If graphic design is your thing, a very simple cover, but to the point. Very important. The blade and the blood, and you can see in the blood a bit of a smiley face. So it kind of fits with the character and fits with the show. There's the back. There's our spine. So this is the Doubleday, supposed to be first print, first edition. Let's get this dust jacket off, which the seller has the dust jacket wrapped in Mylar, which is a step now that it looks like I won't have to take. And our end flap. I told you when I read about this, or when I found out that the TV series was based on books, the article was talking about a Florida author who lives on a houseboat. And there you see our Florida author. I don't know if that's a houseboat or not, but he's on the water. And our character, Dexter, spends a lot of time on the water, if you know what I mean. So very basic trade edition hardcover. Nothing too special about the book. I want to know, is it truly a first edition, first print? Before we get there, there's our Jeff Lindsay signature. Signed is always better. I'm a bit of an audiographile. I like signed stuff. If I have a choice, I want it signed. There's my title page, and it is indeed first edition, first print. You see the number line here goes all the way down to 1, and above it, it says August 2004, first edition, printed in the United States of America by Doubleday. Now, there's not a whole lot else to show you about the book. It's a trade edition hardcover. To my knowledge, there are no really cool special limited editions of the book. I'd like to see it. At least the first one. Not only did I really enjoy the book, but it spawned a very important TV series that will probably, one of those series that like X-Files, like Seinfeld, like the Andy Griffith Show, years and years and years from now, people will still watch Dexter. They'll still talk about Dexter, and people will still be introduced for the first time to the show, and there'll be new fans. And I think that's the way it'll go, and I think that'll happen with the books, long as people keep reading books. Let me see. Let's take a look at book number 2 in my series. So far, even though the packaging was a little bit suspect, I came out on top, and this one, if anyone was going to get messed up, is the one, because it was the one that was on the bottom of the box. let's take a look at book number 2 in this set that I bought on the eBay. Hopefully I'll have as much luck with that. So here's my unsigned copy that I already had. Here is the signed copy. And again, I'm hoping for the best. Right off the bat, graphic design is your thing. Here is our cover. And again, you got a red blood looking stuff, and it's got a picture of a stick figure playing hangman. Looks like he's almost dead. There's missing an arm is all he's missing for the hangman game. It's been a long time since I played the hangman game, but there it is. And you can see author of Darkly Dreaming Dexter in red. Maybe hard to see. Again, it's a trade edition hardcover from Doubleday. Let's get off this dust jacket and see what we see. Another image of our author Jeff Lindsay at the village of Dexter. Ooh, Dexter's Village. Again, the boards, it looks like a perfect edition trade hardcover from Doubleday. Not a whole lot here to see. There's our binding. If you're interested, what do you see there? There's our binding. Let's take a look and see first the signature, which is what got me in the house, got me on board, got me to purchase the signature, and then the other must-have caveats: first edition, first print. And the seller hooked me up, man. Thank you, bud, whose name I don't recall. My good friend who I don't even know. Thank you. Hooked me up with a first edition, first print. If you're interested in getting one of these to read, go on the used market. There's what the hardcover edition looks like. The font is almost, I want to say, average-ish for a trade edition. Kind of small. The book itself is kind of small. They're not, at least the first one, Darkly Dreaming Dexter, was not a hard read. I believe under 300 pages. Fast-paced. Not a lot of waste. That's my remembrances. That's my memory of the book. It's probably been 15 years or more since I've read it. I don't exactly remember when. It's been a while. It's a little bit foggy. I did like it, and I did want to read the rest. Life happens, dude. That's just the way it goes. But as far as this purchase, this book unboxing, I don't know if it was as enjoyable for you as it was for me. But for me, the end is good. I got what I'm looking for. I got what I wanted. I got what seemed to be perfect, flawless, first print, first edition, signed copies of the first 2 books. Lots of firsts. For the first time of the Dexter series by Jeff Lindsay. I'm happy. I'm digging it. I couldn't think of any other good words to say. I don't know if I'm going to go trying to get the entire series completed and signed. These were the 2 that I mainly wanted the most. These were the 2 that I most wanted, and these were the 2 that I got nicely at a good price. What I feel was a deal, a steal, not really, a good deal. Not a steal and not a sale of the century, but a very good deal. Less than I think they're worth, less than what I've seen them sell for. Probably paid for 2 what some people pay for 1. But anyway, good deal. I'm pleased. I forgot there's one more that I didn't show you of my collection. It's sitting right here. Why didn't you remind me? A graphic novel illustrated by Dalibor Talajak called Dexter. This one, I already had it, so it's not a new, not unboxing or anything like that. But this one is a graphic novel of Dexter. I haven't read it. I just thought it was cool. So I picked it up a while back at some point in time. I don't remember exactly when or for how much. But anyway, it was neat, so I picked it up. Just a little bit of the artwork before we go. Some of this stuff, just by looking at these pictures, I'm seeing my story. Let's see if there's anything that jumps out right off the bat. Whatever, I saw some good pictures in here. Hey, we're getting close to the finale here. Anyway, there is our graphic novel, which I already had. Neat. Can't say anything more about that really because I haven't read it either. Anyway, I got no more lies to tell. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked my video. C'est la vie, baby.